Because just recently, YWAM Kansas City started doing like TikTok, and I think we all have made some videos for them.
Go check it out.
But like when we were learning like how to do it, how to really engage people on it, it's like if you don't get their attention within the first second, it's like swipe, go to the next thing. And I think that's just so reflective of like this generation. It's just like it's very like fast paced, but then also like if this isn't interesting to me in the first like 2 seconds of this, I'm just on to the next thing. Which has kind of led to, as we were discussing this, we kind of came up with the term like microwave or fast food missions, where it's just like that's what we want it. We want it like now, and we want it as fast as possible. Even if it's not heated all the way through, we'll just go ahead and eat it. But yeah, so I think really, like, we need to place more of an emphasis on a long-term plan, whether it's 5, 10, 20 years. And I just think that shows so much, like, commitment to, like, the vision that God has given you. It's not like, oh, I'm going to this nation. Oh, but then, like, my friend is there, or, like, there's a cool event going on there, so I'll hop to the next. But it's really, like, being committed to what the Lord has said and, like, his promises over that place.
It's so good. I mean, our generation is instant gratification central. We're like, if you don't have it in 2 seconds, I'm walking out the door. If the Chipotle line's just a little bit too long, I'm going to go to Chick-fil-A instead, because their line's always fast. But I mean, that's even biblical, right? I mean, look at David. He was anointed king and then had, like, 30-ish years of waiting before he was actually king? Like, can you imagine being anointed king of something and then it's being like, but you can't do anything yet, so chill. Or Jesus. He died when he was 33, and he did 3 years of ministry, so he was 30 years old, and he's the Son of God. And he was, like, in this tension waiting season until he was anointed whenever he got baptized. And I think a lot of times we don't want to sit in the seasons of the building. We don't want to sit in the seasons of the growth. We don't want to sit in the seasons, or even if it's not a seasons of growth, whenever you're actually plowing the ground, you don't want to wait for the breakthrough that's going to come in 10, 15, 20 years. You want something that's right now that you can, again, we're missionaries, so I feel like we can make these claims. You want something that you can put on your newsletter. You want a cool story that you can tell your friends, or even if you're not a full-time missionary, you're in, like, let's say you're an on-fire Christian in the workplace, right? You want something that you can go back to your church or your friends and tell them, like, yo, I led this person to the Lord. And I think we have to really take a step back and realize, is this about us at all? Because I think a lot of times what we call failure isn't even failure yet, but we've deemed it failure because it didn't bring us the results that we wanted. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's the results that the Lord wanted. But maybe he had something planned that if you would have just stuck through for 5 more years, or even like 3 more days, that there is about to be this massive breakthrough, but we are too impatient to actually see it come to pass. And I think that's a huge, huge topic about this whole conversation with fast food missions, microwave Christianity, whatever you want to call it, that there needs to be a patience involved, patience and a tenacity that we're going to stick through it, and we're going to plow the ground regardless of what we see or not.
It kind of gives you, like, a fear of the Lord also. Like, oh, man, I don't want to be that person that, like, gives up. And then, like you said, like, 3 days later, maybe, like, that person that you've been, like, you know, talking to so much and, like, telling them, like, stories about Jesus, like, maybe they're on the verge of, like, surrendering their lives. And if you would have, like, you know, pushed in those 3 days, like, their lives could have changed. So it kind of gives you, like, a fear of the Lord. Like, you really have to have, like, a fear of the Lord over your life and your calling and, like, what God is calling you to do.
I think it goes back to our conversation towards the beginning of this video of, like, success versus failure. Is it can missionaries fail? There is like yes and a no, but it might look like failure to the outside world, but it's success to the Lord. And like Austin was saying, in those, like, plowing seasons and those, like, watering seasons where you aren't seeing the fruit, you might be like, wow, I'm such a failure, but you're actually really succeeding to the Lord. Like, you're doing what he's called you to. But then there might be some things where you're accomplishing your own purposes. Like, I want to see this happen. I want to see this. And they might be happening, but it's, like, grieving the heart of the Lord because it's not what he wanted.